to sort of continue that sort of more light-hearted approach to some of these questions I've already used. And I've often found this quite an interesting answer that I get from people. I've had people recommending smoking books next to transformation books, because actually when you look at the ethos of the message, they're identical, which was last week actually. So I'm quite interested in your perspectives on, what book would you recommend to a fellow leader to read?
So the book, there's too new echo. The book that I recently read that I'm really into is the book Deep Work. Okay, and it's called Deep Work.
Deep Work. Okay.
And the idea behind it is we have gotten away from actually the ability to think. Okay. And as leaders, what are we supposed to be doing? We're supposed to be thinking and, and providing strategy and guidance and all the things we've talked about before. But we've gotten away from this ability to think. It's either been, taken up by meetings, or it's taken up by literally the fact that we are just human processors of emails right now, and moving things around and moving things around and moving things around. So the idea is you have to have this time to think, to really see where you are and where you're going. And you need to consciously spend time doing that. So how do you do it is unique to each individual person. Okay. So to me, it's not about, I can go say, we're going to have an email-free Friday. That wouldn't work for me. Right. So how I work and how I think and how I need that time is different than somebody else. So it's really an interesting kind of journey into how people work, how people think, to be able to get the most out of their brains. And honestly, it's a scary time in that way. I think people have forgotten how to do it. And so all of a sudden, if you have a block of time on your calendar that you don't have anything to do, people feel like they're not being productive. But productivity isn't measured in emails or meetings and all that kind of stuff, especially from a leadership perspective. Productivity is this a group or an organization. And so it's a hard thing to get back to. So that's the book I recommend.
And that is Deep Work by Cal Newport, I think.
I believe so.
Sorry, I mean, say again?
I'd have to go back and see if that's who wrote it.
Yeah, I had a little look, and it's Rules for Focused Success in a Distracted World by Cal Newport, which I hadn't heard of, and I have that complete feeling myself. You become such a short-term perspective thinker of doing things rather than the ability to sit back and reflect on what you've done and analyze and then refocus. So I think that's a really good recommendation. So thank you for that.